Hi, this is Lisa Schmid. Welcome to New in the Studio. I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I love stamping, and I love teaching and sharing stamping with you. I've been looking around for some fun things to do, and tonight I'm going to show you how to make a birdhouse card. Now, I know that birdhouses might not be out in the snow, but we have bird feed and birdhouses out in the snow. So I'm going to make one that's a little bit more springy, and then I'll show you one I made that's very wintry. So, you ready? All right. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a sheet of white, basic white cardstock, and so it's our standard half sheet. So it's 4 1/4 by 11, 4 1/4 by 11, and then I just scored it at 5 1/2. Okay, so that's my first score line, and I'm just going to get that straight, and then we'll go ahead and I'll show you how to make the rest of it, because this is the kind of standard fold there. All right, now what we're going to do, we're going to need our scoring tool, or our, I always forget which ones, don't use the wrong one. This one is the scorer. And what I'm going to do is, since this is 4 1/4, half of 4 1/4 is 2 1/8, which I believe is there. That looks centered. I'm just going to put a little score line right there. Okay? Oh, what am I doing? Yes, that's right. All of a sudden I'm like, wait, yes, that's right, sorry. Okay, and then I'm going to go down 2 inches, 2 inches, and you can change this part to be whatever you want it to be, and I'm going to make a little mark there, and I'm going to make a little mark on this side. I'm going to do the same thing, yep, I can see it, the same thing on the other side. So I'm going 2 inches, okay, and I'm going to mark my middle again on this side, 2 2/16 or 1/8. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and mark
So
it.
some more people are just joining us, so let's tell them again what you started with and where you
Sure.
scored.
So I started with a standard half sheet of cardstock, so a basic white, and it's not that thick, and I'll explain that in a little while. So this is 11 by 4 1/4. Okay, 11 by 4 1/4. And then what I just did, there we go, what I just did is I scored it in the middle. So if this is 4 1/4, 2 2/16 or 2 1/8 is half. So I want the direct center of this card. And then I scored it just a tiny mark at 2 inches. Same up here, 2 little marks. You're going to understand why in a minute. And I'm actually going to put a little dot there, and I'll just have this be the back of my card so you can see what I'm doing. It is kind of hard to see those score lines. So
Hey, Sandy.
I don't know if you can see that little dot, but hi, Sandy. So I'm going to cut from dot.
Score.
I'm going to score, yes, sorry. I'm going to score from dot to dot, dot to dot, just like that. And then I'm going to do the same thing on this side, dot to dot. And I'm going to flip it over. Remember, I did those little marks on this side too. So, what?
You'll see those.
No, you won't see them. That's okay. I'm going to score. Dave's like, yes, I have. I think we're okay. Dot to dot. You might. It's all right. Well, I want you to know how to make it, and if you can't see it, how can you make it, right? And then that middle until that 2 inch mark. There we go. All right, so I've scored it. I'm going to go ahead and fold this so you can see. I've scored it there and there. Do you see that? That's where it's scored on both sides. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to open it up. I'm going to fold this backwards, and this is just going to fold in like that. A little bit of origami. Okay, that's just going to fold in like that. That's it. That's my birdhouse.
So let's say that again where you pushed in to get that
Let
to
me
fold.
score it. Yep. So basically I scored it here. And I suppose you could go all the way across. You could just make an X there. That would work too. And then when you fold it, you push this in and make it fold like that. Okay? All right, so now how do we get our layer, layer that's going to be on top, how do we get that layer to sit there? Because I want the white to show. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to lift it up a little bit higher because I do want that. This is very technical. I'm going to raise it up a little bit because I do want that little edge up here. And I'm going to turn that over, and I'm just going to make it, lines there. These are going to get cut off, and we won't see them. Okay? So let's go ahead and cut those off, and then we have to check and see. Do I have stuff in the
You do.
frame? Let's move that out. Okay, so let's go ahead and here's our cutting blade. So I'm going to cut that off, and I'm going to cut this side off, and that piece is going to sit on the front. Now, I have to kind of check it out and see. Oh, it actually worked just great. Sometimes with the couple that I've made, sometimes I had to cut the bottom a little bit, but that worked really well. So just to recap, I raised it up because I want to have a border on the top. Okay? Then we're going to take this and run it through our, is this bark?
Bark.
Our bark. Woof, woof. Our bark. Brrr. This one is our bark. And we're going to end up with this. Okay? So
Adds some really nice texture.
it does. Look at that. I like this side up. Isn't that pretty?
And very birdhousey.
Very birdhousey, yes. Okay, then I am going to use, I didn't even show you yet, but Birds and Branches is a stamp set that I'm going to use. And then the dies, of course, that coordinate with it. So these dies, you always know the ones I've used because they fall off if I don't have a magnet on it yet. But it comes with these little birds. It comes with bird outlines. I love the eggs. I thought, how fun would that be? Flowers, everything to die cut all of these things. And then not the branch, but this branch with some leaves on it. So very fun. I'm going to use this piece right here and going to die cut out this. I'm going to put my hole in my birdhouse like that. Okay, so we're going to run that piece through, and we're going to end up with this. There's our little birdhouse. And
Love that little
I know, isn't
floral
that so
frame
pretty?
around it.
So you can see this one is a little, oh, it actually worked. I was thinking I had to cut, if I get that even, I think I have to trim the bottom just a tiny bit. And I suppose you could make a template so you didn't have to measure, cut, but this worked okay for me. I'll just trim off a little bit there. All right, so here's our little birdhouse. Now, we have a decision to make. We could put a little nest inside, which would be very cute. So we can do that, or we can just leave it like this with a bird. What do you think? I think the nest would be cute, don't you?
Sure.
All right, so let's go ahead and get the nest stamp out of here. It's right here. And I'm going to stamp it in crumb cake, because that's kind of nest color, nest-like. I'm going to stamp it in crumb cake. And because I'm using photopolymer, I do want to use the pad. And I still believe that this pad is not in the catalog, but it is online. So if you want to get it, that it is available. And it's great when you're using photopolymer to use the pad. Okay, so there's our crumb cake. And while I'm stamping, let's go ahead and stamp our bird. So our bird, I thought I would stamp in Bermuda Bay. Okay, so here's my Bermuda Bay. We're going to stamp the bird. It's just a pretty color that goes so well with Granny Apple Green. Isn't that a cute bird? I think it's very fun. Okay, then we run these through because we have dies to match both of those. So here's the die for the nest, and here's the die for the bird. And you know what's kind of fun is there are dies for the birds to face either direction, and there's stamps for them to face either direction. So that's kind of fun too. Same with these that you can die cut out. All right, so we'll run those through, and we end up with our nest and our bird. All right, I think we are ready to assemble. So we're going to stick the nest just so it's showing a little bit inside like that. So I'm going to put adhesive actually on the whole back of the birdhouse, but I'm not going to stick that on yet, and you'll see why in a second. Get some more adhesive there. Give it my little flick.
Hey, Laverne. Hey, Carol.
Hi, friends. This adhesive works so much better than the other one. I know you have to flick it sometimes, but it really does it stays much better. All right, so I'm going to stick my nest in there. A little bit more, kind of like that. And then I'm going to put adhesive on the nest because I want all that to stick down. All right, here's our birdhouse. So we'll go ahead and stick that on there. There we go. Isn't that cute so far? I love it, I love it. Okay, here's our bird. Of course, we're gonna pop up the bird. Let's see, what time is it? How many seconds did it take me?
10 minutes.
10 minutes. Oh, the other day was 12 minutes. Anyway, why wouldn't you pop things up? I mean, how fun, right? So I put 2 dimensionals. You can tell I stamped a different color bird or something else on there before and just saved the scrap. I'm gonna tuck him in the nest, but leave his tail out. Actually, I'm gonna,
Yep.
well, I want to stamp something above him, so there we go. Isn't that so fun? Look how cute that is. And what I wanted to stamp up here, which I'm not sure now I have space, but I'll look and see, is a little thank you. Ooh, it's kind of tight. What do you think? Can I do it? I'm going to try.
Let's try.
Worst case, I end up cutting out a leaf or 2, you know. This thank you is from Peaceful Cabin. I told you this is my favorite stamp in this set. I just love it. I don't know why, but it's from Peaceful Cabin. And let's see, do we think we can do it? I think I can. I think I can. Yes, I did it. All right. Isn't that so cute? I got a little bit on his head. But I also think we should put something on his eye. So I have the In Color Jewels. Here you go. And I'll grab my Take Your Pick. And I'm going to do, I don't want to do pink. That would be pink eye. Just kidding. I think I'm going to do one of these iridescent kind of looking ones. I think it's actually the, maybe fresh, no, it's not fresh freesia, but just a little eye there to make it, there you can see it. Now, we could be done right there, or we could stamp flowers from the stamp set, and then we would have to die cut them out. Or I thought, why don't we just punch out some flowers? That's easy, and I'm going to use our shimmer vellum. That would be just super simple. So I'm going to cut a strip here because this, if I go through, I don't want to waste all of my paper. I just want that little one. So we'll do 2 of those. Get it all the way in there. There we go. And I already previously made 2 out of the papaya. Like, what color is that? Papaya. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my glue dots and stick 1 on the back. I'm going to layer it right here on top going the other way. And then I just take my mat and I take my Take Your Pick and I just push it down to make it like kind of like a flower. See that? I'm going to do the same thing on this one. Just stick it down and push hard. And then we'll put something in the middle so it looks flower-ish. All right, so we got all that fun stuff in there. So we could stick a flower on, maybe there and maybe down here. Probably, yeah, I think so. I don't know. What do you think, Dave? Maybe 1 high, 1 low?
Sure.
3 seems like it'd be too many with the size
Way
of
too
this
many.
flower. Way too many. Not just too many, way too many.
I'm even debating 2, but
Oh, he's debating 2. Should I just put 1?
put 1 high.
1 high, okay. We're just using 1. And I'm going to go ahead and grab another gem. I'm going to use a bigger gem. I think I'll use the yellow ones here, which are probably like bumblebee. And there we go. Isn't that pretty? Oh, I love it. Okay.
You can put it there.
No, it's fine. I think
Kind
it's...
of needs it. It's a little heavy on the top now.
You're killing me.
I know.
No, I think it looks good. You think there should be 1? Okay, we'll add it on the bottom now.
Sometimes you change your mind.
I know, and that's okay. That's okay to change your mind because, you know, more is more. I'm going to stick this down here. Oh, I don't, oh yeah, I did. And I'm going to go ahead and put let's put a gem, this like bluish color gem inside there. I was going to use yellow, or pink, but I don't have a large pink. So there you go. Isn't that fun? So, and I know some of you are like, but Lisa, it's winter. It's not spring, and isn't this just so fun? It looks springy. So I made a winter card using this technique that I want to show you. So here's my winter card. Ooh.
Ooh.
So here's the winter card, and I want to tell you about it. So the silver comes in a pack of 3 different hues of silver, 3 different shades, hues, I don't know, 3 different colors of silver. And I did run it through the bark again, just to give it some texture. Went ahead and die cut it. And this color is Merry Merlot. I tried it with red, I didn't like it. I tried it with brown, I didn't like that. So I just am using Merry Merlot. The bird I stamped on real red with Merry Merlot, just to make it show up a little bit. And then this is the same Merry Merlot. Now, I wanted some snow on the top. And I cut out Christmas trees to hang upside down. I die cut all sorts of things and ultimately decided that this, if you haven't seen this, this comes with the pine cones. This is our Christmas Pinecone Dies. Ultimately, that's what I decided to use. So that's the back side of it. And this is the thin one. And when I run this one through, you do have to run it through, like you run it through and then I run it back. I kind of do it like 4 times to really get this cut out. And then I just pulled a piece off.
Especially with the silver foil, it just takes a little more to get it.
Yep, but this is white.
Oh, you're right.
Yep. And I did die cut out the other bird just to see what the other bird looks like. Here's the other one. But I like this one better, but that one could be cute on a different card. So those are cute little birds as well. And again, a gem for the eye would be fun. I suppose you could put that on top of something and then it would really look like a, you know, maybe a light blue or something. I don't know. Anyway, that's what I did to make the winter card. What do you think? Isn't that gorgeous? So again, I just went down 2 inches and let's see if they're the same. They are, but they don't have to be. My roof could be shorter. I mean, you can make all kinds of birdhouses. So isn't that so much fun? Oh, I was going to tell you, so this one I made with extra thick cardstock, and I feel like it doesn't stay shut, but now this one doesn't really either, so maybe it doesn't matter. I feel like this one I can get to stay shut because it's basic white paper.
Once you put it in an envelope before you give it to someone, it's going to stay shut better.
Yep. But I think the basic white is fine, whereas this one is it's just a little bit thicker, obviously. Either one you can do, but I think the basic white is fine for this. So, isn't that fun, friends? That's what I wanted to show you. I love it. Which one do you like better? Do you like the spring or the winter? And I suppose we could have made a fall one too. That would be fun. All right, Dave has something he wants to tell you because he's my commercial announcement guy.
Sure. So we have something coming up. As you know, new catalogs are coming. We have the JJ22, January to June 22 mini catalog coming. We also have the new celebration catalog coming out. And so, as we usually do when catalogs are getting ready to come, we've got something planned for you, Jumpstart JJ22. And so what we're going to do is every morning, we're going to give you a quick product preview to start your day of the things that you can start ordering on January 4th. So each day at 8 o'clock, we will be live bringing you a quick thing. Here's a list of all the different products that we're going to be showing you. Lots of the new stamps and bundles and DSP and all those fun things. So every day, December 28th through January 4th at 8 a.m., you will find us live in the studio bringing it to you.
Now, if you can't join us at 8 a.m., don't worry about it. Just because it's recorded, you can come back and watch it another time. You do not want to miss these. They are the tulips are gorgeous. Sweet Talk is cute. Awesome Otters is darling. So anyway, I'm really excited to show you these new products because they're just so much fun.
And of course, we will have some very fun things on launch day, some specials to announce to you, all those fun things coming up on January 4th, the launch of the new catalog when you can start ordering.
All right. Is that it, Dave? Okay.
That's it.
On Wednesday, Wonder Wednesday, should I tell him, give him a little preview?
Sure.
All right. On Wednesday, I'm going to show you some simple, very simple cards that you can make with kids. And whether your kids or your grandkids, I was talking to a woman the other day and she just loves stamping with her granddaughter. And so that made me think, there are simple cards you can make with kids. And kids, they really don't need any direction. They will never copy. They will make their own, which is awesome, as opposed to adults who are like, now, what color was that? And how did you stamp that? Like, we want it exactly the same. So I don't know where that happens in our life, but I love that kids they'll just make whatever. Anyway, come back on Wednesday. We'd love to see you. So make sure you like the page, share it with your friends, and if you can carve out any time to stamp, I know it's a busy week, take a moment and stamp. All right, happy stamping, friends.